Are we gonna go?
Yeah.
Hey there. How are y'all doing?
Can you be little?
What?
Can you be little?
Can I be
I
little?
mean big. I mean big. Okay.
Sit up really tall.
Yeah.
So here we are. Welcome to the show. I'm Bobby.
And I'm Tiffany.
What are you chewing on?
I just got to eat and I gotta pick the food up my teeth.
So tonight's episode brought to you by the Refuge at Walnut Grove, 1383 Walnut Grove Road, Freedom to Worship. Dennis Peeler is the pastor. Bobby Clary is the associate pastor. We'd love for you to come and join us. Worship is Sunday at 11 a.m., Wednesday night. We have a meal about 6, and Bible study starts what? 6:45-ish?
6:30, 45, something.
Ish.
Something before 7.
Right. And then Legacy Bridge Builders, building bridges to your financial future. We are Legacy. We are LBB Financial LLC, official and doing it. Right? Do it. So, also, we got a special thing to announce for tonight, and we want to give a shout out to the seller and James Harden. You got to do it.
I don't know what to do.
Yeah, you do. When I say James Harden, what do you got to say? What do you got to do?
This?
Yeah.
Pew, pew, pew.
Yeah, you got to go. Pew, pew, pew. You got to do it.
Okay. Pew, pew, pew. I don't know what that inside joke is, and it made my face turn red.
So I made him a promise that when we said his name, that she would have to do that.
I got half a chicken sandwich out of it.
So if you want to see Tiffany do crazy things, then
bring her food,
or sponsor a portion of the show. We'll advertise for you, and she'll do funny things.
My face will turn red, but I'll do it.
No, so I had dinner with James, and we talked about old times, had a great time to catch up and just really sit and talk as friends and have a great meal. And I just will tell you that the chicken sandwich,
it's heavenly.
It's amazing. All right. So
what's it feel like to have friends?
Well, I don't know. I've never not had friends.
Oh.
Y'all reach out to her. Tell her you love her. Come on, y'all got to kick something in the comments right there. Tell her you love her.
It's okay.
So tonight we're talking about the little guy, our little guy that usually pops in here and usually runs in.
He won't tonight because I locked him out.
He wants to have his face in the camera. He wants to be on the scene, right? Mm-hmm. He wants to be in the middle of everything. But our little guy is he is 2 days away from being 4 years old.
God, you're getting so old, Bobby.
Well, my hair's not going to turn gray. It's just turning loose.
Yeah, I like it.
So we had a birthday party for him today, and we've had a great weekend, right?
Yeah.
Mom and Ricky have been in town. We have had a ton of kids at our house this weekend. And today, I don't even know how many vehicles were in the yard. But we had a tractor party.
Yes.
Right?
It was the most unique kids' birthday party we've ever had. We did everything he wanted. We ate everything he wanted. So he wanted a tractor party at the garden. Mm-hmm. So we had all the tractors out of the barn, including Old Smoky, which is his little battery-powered tractor he's very serious about.
Yeah.
And we had a tractor cake. And then for our other snacks, because it was at 3 o'clock, so I wasn't feeding everybody real food. But for our other snacks, he requested fruit and carrots. So we had fruit and carrots.
And cake.
I said cake.
So, man, this is just a side note. No sponsorship, nothing, but just a shout out to Sweet Sensations Bakery.
Yeah.
Down in Atoka. Great job on the cake. Fantastic cake. So perfect. The cake was not dry. It was perfect. Mm-hmm. And thank you for also kicking in for my inner fat child, because the cupcakes yesterday, we got some cupcakes that they had that were extra. They were out on the counter, and they were all like samplers. And it was $10 for six cupcakes, and they were all different flavors, like key lime. They had some kind of a chocolate mocha, strawberry, banana pudding, and orange dreamsicle,
and then regular cake.
Oh man, they were so good. And so shout out to them for getting my sugar up and turning me into a fat kid again. So Sweet Sensations, definitely call them for your cakes, and your parties, things like that, to do your cupcakes and cakes, things like that. They're so good. But the party today was so good. We had threat of rain. It was like a 5% chance of rain today, and it rained for a minute.
Yeah, it sprinkled.
The wind picked up. It felt great in the sun, and then when the clouds would roll up, it got chilly.
Yeah, it was like no in between. You were either cold or you were hot.
Yeah.
And then
your elbow's killing me, huh?
But it feels good to me. Cozy.
So we had such a good time. We've had a great weekend. We went out to dinner Friday night, and your parents, my parents, and couldn't have had a better dinner. And you get those times where you talk about a restaurant and you think, man, everything's been good. Everybody's subject to a bad day, right? Everybody is subject to a bad night, and every restaurant can have a bad time. But we went to a restaurant and everything was perfect. And the food was so good that everybody was just like, oh, yeah, I'm so stuffed.
That's what Daddy said. He got the chicken sandwich. He said by the last bite, he was thinking, I don't need this, and my body don't want this. But he put it in his mouth and then instantly regretted it because you can't spit it out, but his body didn't want to swallow it. He was so full.
He said, I got home and I could not breathe. I was so full.
This man.
But such a good weekend. Even with a little bit of rain, we had so much fun. Now we'll get back to the birthday party here in a minute, and the little guy, because that's what the show's about. But Saturday morning, I had some time to just spend with Jacob, just one-on-one. Now, for some of you that just have an only child, you always just have that child. But if you have multiples, then especially like we have 4, it's hard with one working all the time. One is a teenage girl, and then the other 2 little boys
just want to play.
They just want to play. They're everywhere. So it is an actual act of Congress to try to get a one-on-one and have some time and really just be able to be productive or
I feel like with
have
Jacob,
a good time.
You have to schedule it.
Yeah.
Because he works so much.
Man, I remember a song growing up. It's called Cats in the Cradle. And it said, hey, Dad, when you coming home? I'm trying to think of how the words go, but he's like, I want to play ball, or I want to play catch. We'll get together then. We'll have a good time then. And then it goes on through the chorus. But he talks about the father not ever having time because he's working nonstop. How many of you just work nonstop? And you feel like that enough is never enough. And then you just keep putting it off and saying, I'll get to you. But then the time doesn't come, and then your kids are older. And now my kid is at 16 and has a full-time job, and I'm having to schedule time with him. And so the ending of that song flips it, and he's like, hey, son, you want to get together? He's like, oh, I'm busy, but we'll get together. And I feel like that's my life. But Saturday morning, I was able to go get Jacob up, not too early on a Saturday, let him sleep in. And even in the rain, we were on the dirt bikes and we were in the woods. We were cutting a new trail, and, not just to cut a trail and just look at it and admire it, but we had to run through it. And Dad had to just not think about, I got to work Monday. No, I got to follow this kid, because if he's going to go through here, I'm going through it. You know, this is the objective of the day. So I made it through. Did not get hurt. I did fall down. I hit a log and didn't make it over it. And right, right to the ground, quick. And then took Judah out Saturday afternoon and worked on him so that he can work on his balance and controlling the bike. And I could not be more proud of that little guy. He did so good. And I'll post a couple good pictures on the So Here We Are page, so you guys could see him actually standing up on his little bike and putting his little way through the woods. He did so good. I couldn't have been more proud. And then today we had Josh's party, and he had one little hiccup where he got bent out of shape, and Mama had to pop his hand. So he had one little moment of an attitude. But if you've got kids and you try everything in the world.
I still need to ask him too, because I popped his hand because he wouldn't listen. And then he walked over to Dennis and popped his hand.
Yeah.
And Dennis is like, "What? You got a spanking, so I get one too? What's this about?"
Dennis said, if y'all ever got to whip him, he said, I don't want to be around because I don't know what he's going to do to me if he's going to whip me.
Right. Why?
So,
I don't know why I did that.
How much preparation went into this party?
How am I supposed to answer that?
Just tell me.
Not
what did you do?
I mean, super a lot. Like I asked him what he wanted, and I got the stuff.
But it didn't set up itself, right?
Well, no.
So, I mean, we had to take the time to
set it
get
up.
the pop-up, get
Probably
the tables out,
hours.
get the chairs,
Set up was a couple
get
hours.
the food, get the cake.
Not just get the food. It was fruit, so I had to wash all of the fruit.
Yes, washing all of the fruit.
That was the most time-consuming.
Right. And, it's not just one little thing of blueberries, one little thing of strawberries. Like, you got 20 people showing up or more, and you got to have enough stuff for them. You don't want 3 people to get up there and put stuff on a plate and there's nothing left, right? Mm-hmm. So you think all the preparation that goes into this party, and parents that are listening, and you put all this effort into it, and you try to make everything special. You try to make everything perfect, and then your kid needs a freaking nap right in the middle of the party, right?
Our kids are too big for that.
No, but I'm just saying in general.
Yeah,
how many times do they get to the party, and once they get sugared up and they start crashing, and then it's time to open presents and stuff like that, they're cranky, and then you've got to try to hurry up and get everything wrapped up and get the cranky ones out and get everybody gone so you can do all the cleanup.
The only thing that felt rushed today was I didn't want the older people to be cold, I guess, out in the wind. Mm-hmm. So I just
said that like really slow, like you really emphasized
older
people.
The old folks at the party.
Yeah, there was a whole line of chairs.
I got a picture of them. I'm gonna post it. We're gonna post the picture because it was all these. Okay, so Josh only had one friend really his age here, his girlfriend, mm-hmm. or wife.
He calls her his wife.
His wife. Other than that, we got a picture with him and the teenagers, mm-hmm. and then him and the little kids. What's he? The baby?
I guess.
There's a teenage group and a little kid group. Mm-hmm. Whatever. He had a blast.
He did. What'd he say? What'd he say about his party?
He said it was his best birthday party ever.
And he loves tools. He got tools. He got remote control cars. He got a tractor.
He mostly got money, which is what, when people ask, that's what he told them, because he wants to buy a new tractor.
He wants a new ride-on tractor with a buddy seat.
With a buddy seat. Very specific.
He knows what he wants. So, like, the thing is, like, with this episode, like, we did miss one thing with his birthday party today because we were outside and it did kind of seem chaotic. It was like boom, 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 boom.
Well, kids were everywhere.
Yes.
Like over the whole 12 acres, there were kids everywhere.
Yes. And so we didn't get to do what we normally do. And we normally go around the room one at a time to give accolades to the birthday person.
I still plan on doing it on his actual
So
birthday.
his birthday's coming up. He's got 2 days.
Yeah.
And so we'll do something again for him, just us. But we got to make sure that Jacob is here, which is going to be hard.
Yeah. You figure that one out.
So
you'll work opposite schedules. So
right. So we're going to have to really push that. But what we do, and here's an idea for you guys that are listening, that it really makes a big difference, because a holiday is a holiday, and a celebration is an excuse for people to get together and have a party. But the birthday party is specifically for that child, that person. And what we've started doing is just open the floor, and whoever wants to say something will go around the room and tell how much that person is special to you, or what they mean to you, how their life has impacted yours, and really just let them know how special they are and how grateful you are that you're able to celebrate another birthday, another year of their life with them. And it has made a world of difference. Now, at your daddy's birthday, nearly everybody in the room cried.
It's because he's emotional.
Yeah, and he started crying first.
Right. And then everybody else just gets emotional.
He started leaking.
No, he was crying. He wasn't leaking.
But it was so cool to go around the room and just hear the things that people had to say, about how he's affected their lives. And, here's some of the memories. That's another thing is, maybe if it's an older person, you talk about some of the childhood memories, the funny stories and things like that. And that's what really makes it a celebration.
You know what we got coming up? May the 10th.
May the 10th will be Meemaw's 89th?
Yeah.
89th birthday, May the 10th. Yeah. So I'm interested to see how those conversations are going to go.
Yeah.
Because she's 88 now. There's not a lot of people around left that remember her childhood.
No.
And you got to think about all the things she's seen in 89 years.
Yeah, it's a lot.
We could probably get her to tell us some stories from her childhood.
We did an episode on that, remember?
Yeah, we did. Well, yeah, but that was only just a few minutes. But we got to get her to tell us some stories.
Yeah.
So Joshua, going to be 4 years old, and he says some things, y'all. Remember that show Art Linkletter used to do? Kids say the darndest things. So I'm not going to give any names, but he was with my mom and stepdad a few days ago, and they went to meet somebody, and that person comes out, and my mom said, "Well, that's so and so right there." Josh just straight up said, "That person's face is disgusting." I don't know where it came from. He must get that from his mama.
No.
You have no filter.
I can't help it.
You have no filter.
I can't help it. And I don't think he meant I just think it's funny because we know the person, and not to talk badly about anybody, but.
Oh, but you'll do it anyway?
It's truthful. It's not made up, but they're not the greatest of people.
Okay.
And I'm going to leave it at that. So that's
maybe
also why it's so funny.
So our little guy has got some things. And when he gets to ranting, or when he gets sleepy and he starts his little rants and he starts doing this here and pointing and telling you what's going on, he gives you that hand. So we're going to look back on these things, and we're going to remember. We're going to be able to stand in his birthday parties in years to come and just tell him about that hand.
I survive. I've not had any troubles homeschooling any of our children until this one.
Yeah.
Who's about to be 4 and can barely count to 15. He skips a few numbers. Like, I don't know.
He's headstrong.
If it's not a tool or dirt or a tractor or something outside, playing with chickens, he's not interested. So, any of you out there have any tips on how to teach a headstrong, stubborn?
Now, come on. Y'all ain't lighting up comments at all. Y'all must not be paying attention, or you don't care. But some of you out there have got some of those children that are headstrong, stubborn, and will say anything.
Yeah, that's what I told somebody at church this morning. I was like, I've never had to worry about taking a single kid in public until Joshua. And now it's like I have to be on his brainwave and like look everywhere, because if I see something off, I have to grab him. Don't say a word. We'll talk about it when we get in the truck. We'll talk about it in the truck. Don't say a word.
Yeah, because he was straight up look at something and call it out.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah. And no matter what you do, no matter how you try to just tell him, hey, look, that's not nice, we don't do that, he still says these things, or he just like, he says what everybody else wants to say.
Yeah, he does.
Oh, he's so funny. But man, it's just to think 4 years already, and I'm 42 with a 4-year-old.
Congratulations.
Yeah. So, his graduation will be interesting. I look like his granddaddy. Oh man, but
it's okay. Jacob will be there though.
He is hilarious, and I love to see his smile. I love everything about him. All
he
my
is
kids.
Crazy, but he is the most loving too. Like affectionate.
Yeah.
And anytime I'm gone, it doesn't matter how long I'm gone, 30 seconds, 2 hours, he runs up to me and gives me the biggest hugs like I've been gone for days.
Yep. I love it. Every day when I get home, if he's outside, he stops me because he wants to ride in the driveway in that little short, it could be 5 feet, it could be 50 feet, but he wants to ride that little section in my van, and he wants to put it in park, and he wants to shut it off, and he loves to pull the key out to make the doors automatically unlock. He thinks that is the greatest thing. But, when am I going to be able to look back and say, I remember when he used to do this? What's going to be the day that he stops doing it?
Yeah.
Is he going to be 5 or is he going to be 6? Is he going to make it through this year to stop doing it? Or is he just finally just going to be like, nah, I'm done with it.
Right.
And then I'm just going to have the memory. So here's the serious part of our show. Like, think about where your kids are, what they're involved in, and how you can make the best of it. Like, I'm not talking about being their friend and not being their parent, but spending some real quality time with your kids.
Yeah. And also those little bitty things that they do that are kind of an inconvenience or annoyance. Trust me when I say this, enjoy them because you will miss them.
Right. If you've got little ones in the house, the best thing in the world is just playing hide and go seek, sitting in the floor playing with Legos, or just with little army men and cars or whatever, and just using your imagination. Let their imagination go and just play along, even if it's silly.
Or painting nails. You did that with Allie a few times.
Yeah. I've let Allie paint my nails a couple times.
You've painted her nails.
I have painted her nails, and I'm telling you, that is the hardest thing in the world, is trying to paint a girl's fingernail.
That's because you're a perfectionist, but you actually do better at it than either of us.
And not get it on the cuticle and not get it on the side of the finger. Like, that is hard. Thanks, mamas. Thank you, mamas, for the braided hair and the painted fingernails.
Yeah, that went well.
Because I've had to braid hair a few times, and I don't think it looks good. That is a hard job. Thank you, mamas. Thank you very much for all that you do for my kids. So just cherish the little things and make the best of every opportunity you have, because you never know when it's going to be your last day. And God forbid, we see things in reverse.
Yeah.
You know, it's not right. We just don't think that it's right that our child should pass before us. But in life, we realize that sometimes that is a hard reality. So make every moment count. Make every moment, make every effort to make every moment count, because you don't want to live a life with regret. You want to say, I did everything I possibly could. I lived every moment to the very best. And I wasn't just my kid's friend, I was their parent. I loved them, I gave them the best, and I spent my time with them. And then they'll remember that. If you pass on before they do, they'll remember the times you sat in the floor, you played hide and go seek, you played chase, you spent quality time living in their world for a minute. Because there's going to be a day where they become a teenager and they think they know everything and they don't care about you. And, you know, it may be weeks, it may be months where they hate your guts. But then they're going to come back around and say, you know what? I appreciate everything you've done. So live in the moment. Cherish the memories. Cherish the times that you have. What else you got, Tiff?
That's it.
All right. So we thank y'all for watching. Thank you for the thumbs up. Still didn't see any comments, but we will post a few pictures from the dirt bike ride yesterday and the old people at the party today. So we love y'all. Thanks for watching. Y'all have a great night and God bless.